Hi everyone, I'm Christian, and today I will walk you through the Nest.js Employee Management and Mail Queue Demo Challenge project. In the next few minutes, I will explain the solution I built and discuss some of the key trade-offs and observations I made during this implementation. So, let's get started. First, a quick overview. This project is a backend application built with Nest.js that manages employee data and simulates sending welcome emails using a mail queue system. It features both REST and GraphQL endpoints, asynchronous processing with bool queues, and an event-driven architecture using event emitter. The main goals were to demonstrate CRUD operations, efficient background job handling, and a modular, scalable code structure. In this documentation, you will be able to see the table of contents and navigate through the project. Here's an overview of the architecture. The flow starts with the user interaction at the top. Then it moves to the backend processing in the middle, and it ends with the email delivery at the bottom. All while leveraging queue for job handling and monitoring with Bullboard. Let's break it down layer by layer. The process starts when a user interacts with the system through the REST API or the GraphQL API, triggering a request to create an employee. The request is handled by the employee module, which saves the employee details in memory. Once saved, the event emitter emits an event to decouple this operation from subsequent tasks, ensuring a clean and modular architecture. The event emitter adds a job to the bool queue, which manages the job lifecycle. The job moved through the three states: queued, where it awaits to be processed; processing, when it's actively being executed; incomplete, after successful execution. The mail processor picks up the job and simulates sending an email to the employee. This could involve interacting with an SMTP service in the real world. Through the process, the Bullboard monitors job statuses, providing real-time insight into queue, active, and completed jobs. This ensures visibility and a quick troubleshooting. To summarize, a user creates an employee, triggering an event. The event adds an email job to the queue. The job transitions through the states in the bool queue. Then it's processed by the mail processor, and it's monitored via Bullboard. So we will test the system now. Let's start by running it. npm run start. Right. So now the application is listening on port 3000. The Bullboard is running in admin-queues, and then the graph playground in GraphQL. The reason why I made this too is simply to reduce some of the friction that comes in when testing some software, and I really wanted to make the best experience for you possible. So right here I have removed this option to just for the demo purposes. So let's get started. It's already listening. These are the two endpoints. So controller is for the REST API. The controller is initiated, and then it's waiting for the queries to be executed or the functions. And then the resolver will be for the GraphQL. So pretty straightforward, pretty easy. The creation or the functions rather are very generic. So the idea is to create a clean and readable code. Now, using the playground, we're going to run this query and we will create a new employee. So as you can tell, there was a mail queue here, And this is uh, a queue, a task that has been already run and has a return a success message. So in the background, we can see how it's already running, and we can go through the stages where the basically what is happening is the user, us, we created a request via GraphQL, and then the employee module saved the data and sent an event over to the event emitter. The event emitter sends and tells the mail listener, hey, we have a new message. So it puts it onto the queue, which is right here, and then the queue calls the mail processor. The mail processor starts processing job 167. After it's processing, this is kind of like the data simulation. And of course, the event is run successfully, and then the job is completing, emitting a or console logging the object result. And it's that simple. Now, let's run and test the REST API controller. So we'll create a new employee. Oh, yeah. So it's the same employee. So that means we are not allowed to create the same employee twice or duplicates. So the message is an employee with name Christian Cosillo, an email hired at christian.dev already exists. So it's a bad request. It simply says, hey, this employee already exists. You're not allowed to duplicate. Yeah. So now let's get all employees using again the REST API route. Now, you might already notice that there is a route API dash employees. The way I achieved this was through the app module. Oh, minute here. So, sorry. It's in, I got a little too excited here. It's in the main file. So set global perfix to API. So basically for all test routes, we will have a perfix of API dash whatever the route is. And yeah, that's mainly how it works in a nutshell. Now, if we want to delete the same employee, let's say, so let's get the ID number. We're going to update and then we will delete. So we'll update, we'll make it a senior engineer. So let's use the ID and then create the request. So now it's Christian is a senior engineer working at the engineering department. So um, we can see already it's working, and finally we can we can delete. So like so. Now let's get all employees, but we're gonna get them through the playground. So let's copy and paste from the documentation the query to get all employees. It should be an empty array. So, and that is how we conclude with this project. It's been really fun to work with it. A lot of learning in the process. And I want to thank you for joining me on this walkthrough of the solution architecture. I hope this give you a clear understanding of how the system works and how I approach and onboard the problem. If you have any questions or need more details, feel free to reach out and see you next time.